Hello everyone, this side Priyanka Mehta. In my today's video, I'll be discussing about application of MIS in a manufacturing sector wherein I'll be focusing on the personal department first. Also in my upcoming videos, I'll be taking one functional department each at a time wherein we are going to see what role does an MIS system plays in all of these various functional departments. So my today's focus will be on the personal department and we'll see how an MIS system plays a very crucial role in this particular department. This topic is going to discuss the application of MIS in the manufacturing sector, especially focusing on the personal management. So students, as you all know that an MIS is a system which helps in providing information to the organization so that they can run efficiently. However, an MIS system is different from the other information systems because they are applied in analyzing the operational activities of the organization. So let us understand that what role an MIS system plays in a manufacturing sector. But before that, we should understand that what a manufacturing sector is into. Well, a manufacturing sector includes all those industries which are involved in the manufacturing or the processing of items or products, or either they are into creation of new commodities or in value addition. So the final products can either serve as a finished good which can be sold directly to the customers, or these goods can act as the intermediate goods which can be used in the later production processes. Now, we can classify lot many industries under this manufacturing sector, like we have transportation and equipment and vehicles industry, electronics industry, chemical industry, pharmaceutical industry, paper industry, printing and publishing, furniture, building material, fashion industry, toy industry, handicraft industry, and etc. So there are lot many industries which are classified under this manufacturing sector. So all these manufacturing units or all these manufacturing industries, they are into manufacturing of products or any commodity. Now let us try to see that what role an MIS system has to play in this particular sector or in this particular section. Now before we get into the major application of MIS, let me discuss with you all few objectives which an MIS system must fulfill in any manufacturing sector. The first objective says that an MIS system should provide or should give you a model which will help you to process your information, right? So your system should be capable enough to handle large bulk of data or voluminous data. Your system should also be able to validate the data as well as transactions. That means the routine transactions or business transactions which are carried on daily basis in an organization, your system must ensure that those transactions are accurately performed. Next, the system should also allow you to analyze your data from multiple dimensions or multiple angles. Also, the system should allow you to quickly retrieve the analytical reports from the system. It should also allow you to have a storage of bulk of data. And lastly, the system should also allow you to communicate the information to any distant location. So this all becomes the very first initial objectives which an MIS system must fulfill for a manufacturing sector. The second objective says that the MIS system should also provide a query system that will allow you to generate or that will allow you to throw some queries or questions to the system on which the system can provide you with some response or with some information. Fine. Like for example, if I need to assess the status of a record or a result or a document, so a system should provide you an on the spot screen display that can show you the status of a stock of an item or the balance of an account or the position of the purchase order. So in my below picture, I have given you a screenshot of the purchase order. Few fields have been specified here, right? Now a user has just specified a field. Here it is mentioned as shipped status, which has been selected as not shipped. So basically I'm requesting my database to generate or to display me all those data or all those purchase order which has not been shipped yet. So basically, based on this particular field, my database will be searched and it will fetch all those results that satisfy this particular field. So below here you can see that multiple records have been generated from the database, and all those records are related to those purchase orders which have not been shipped yet. Now, my third objective says that the system should also allow you to analyze your process data, which will reveal certain business trends or results. All right. So, whatever decisions or whatever policies you have taken for your industry, if you want to analyze that whether those taken decisions or policies were fruitful for your industry or not, the system should allow you to analyze your decisions or to analyze your processed data. Now, this analytical information will provide support for decision making within an organization. And my last objective says that it should also provide you a system which will help you to control your plans. So, a control information will ensure that the business runs according to your plans and progresses in a particular direction and hence achieve the goals. Now, the control information is generated by simply comparing the actual results with the standards, and exceptions are highlighted. So, whatever plans you have initiated, so once you have put your plan under action and later on you have generated certain goals, so now the task is to control your actual readings with your expected readings to find out if there is any deviation between them or not. So somehow if the deviation is very large, you need to control your plan. So the system must ensure all these four objectives within any manufacturing industry. So like I have also said that in a manufacturing sector, I can broadly classify the functional areas into five main areas. We have personal management, we have marketing management, production management, material management, as well as financial management. Now, application of MIS can be studied in all the following areas. So, but my today focus will be only on the personal management, and as I have already told you that my upcoming videos will be focusing on the other functional areas of the organization. So every functional department of a manufacturing sector has its own management function. So every functional department will have their own unique roles and responsibilities. Now, as per these management functions, your MIS modules are developed which will help the managers to take some quick decisions. Now, when these functional modules are integrated or they are interconnected or joined, a cross-functional information system is formed. Now, such a cross-functional system will enhance the corporate decision making by simply communicating the information between your departments. So that is the reason we are focusing on integrating or joining all the functional modules which are targeting any specific functional department of your organization. Now, why all these departments are integrated through this software system? Because we want the communication of information to be fast, and when your information is communicated at a very fast rate, definitely it will help you to take some quick and good decisions. So let's focus on the personal management. Well, the primary objective of a personal department is to timely provide the suitable manpower in number with certain ability, skills, and knowledge. So whenever an organization requires the man force, it is the task of the personal management to make available the suitable manpower in number to the organization. Now, there are some other functions also, which includes the HR department have to make sure that the individual employee should get proper training and they get a chance to upgrade their skills. They also have the responsibility to motivate their employees through some leadership or through some job enrichment titles. Next, they are also into promotion and rewards through performance appraisals. So, their job is also to give certain rewards to their employees who are doing exceptionally well within an organization. They need to handle any grievances or any problems which are coming between the employees, and they need to restructure the organization. So these are the basic roles and responsibilities of a personal management. Now let's see that what role an MIS system can play within this department. So before that, we need to understand that an MIS system can function only if it has a good amount of data. So as far as this personal department is concerned, we need to consider first that what kind of data is required by this particular department, which will be stored in its database. So the various forms of documents which serve as the input for the personal departments are, so all these data will be maintained by the system, which will help you to have certain analysis in the later stages. So like this department is going to have the personal application form, appointment letters will be stored, your employees' attendance and their leave records will also be stored, their biodata, their appraisal forms, their wages or salary agreement will be stored, any form of record of complaints or grievances or accidents will be stored, industry data or industry standards on salary structure will be stored, industry data on manpower skills and qualifications will be stored, as well as the record of sources of manpower, from where the manpower or man force can be recruited from various universities, institutions or companies. So understand this, these are the data which will be kept by the personal department. Now let's see how an MIS system can make use of this stored data to generate various analytical reports which will help the managers in taking some good decisions. Now, after storing the data, the MIS system makes proper record or account of your data. So all these separate accounts will be maintained, like there will be one account related to the attendance of the employees, leave account or leave records will be maintained separately, salary accounts will be maintained for the employees, tax or loan deduction accounts will be maintained separately, insurance coverage as well as pension schemes. So all these accountings will be done separately, which will help the system to later on retrieve certain required information. Query. Now, as I have already told you that the first objective talked about the storing the voluminous data into the system. Now, once your data has been stored into the system, now the system should be able to generate the response as per the need of a manager. So a manager can ask number of questions or number of queries to the system, and now it is the responsibility of the system to revert back with some proper responses. So let's see that what kind of queries can be put by the personal department managers to this system and how this system can respond to it. Like some of the queries I have listed out, like I can ask the system to generate me a list of all those employees who are skilled with some particular technology. So just suppose that I want to view all those employees who have a particular technology skills. So I just need to put up this query into my system, and now it is my system's responsibility, or it is my MIS system's responsibility to fetch all those results from the database that satisfy my query. Next is attendance record of all employees. So a manager of personal department can submit this query wherein he wants to see the attendance of all the employees either week basis or on monthly basis or on yearly basis. So whatever query is submitted by a manager, based on that query, the system is going to generate the results. Next is salary or wage of the employees. So if I just want to see the salaries of my department employees, I can simply submit the query and my system will respond accordingly. Personal record of the employees, so that can also be submitted in the form of a query to the system, and system can generate or can fetch appropriate results from the database or from the repository. Now next is, the system also ensures lot many different type of analysis. Now with the help of this analysis, a decision maker or the manager of your organization can take some quick and effective decisions. So this particular MIS system can help you to do the attendance analysis. Well, this is particularly an analytical report which is generated by an MIS system, and it displays an overview of staff members' performance during the selected time period. So this report can be used to assess the efficacy of the staff members. Second is, with the help of this system, we can also perform leave analysis. Well, this report will provide the details of employees and their leave history. So it will highlight the important details like the number of days of leave an employee has utilized till date and the number of days of leave pending. Next is overtime analysis. Now this kind of analysis can also be done with the help of this system, and it is going to generate a report which will show the number of overtime hours worked by the manforce, and based on this the cost of overtime can be analyzed. Next is, the system also help you to analyze the accidents. So such reports will determine the cause or causes of an accident so as to prevent any future accidents of a similar kind. So if we do not want such accidents to repeat in future, so such analysis will help you to get into the root cause of the accident so that it cannot be repeated in your future instances. Next is salary analysis. Again, your MIS system will help you to generate an analytical report regarding your salary analysis, which will provide the current salary levels for all the applicable employees within the organization. Now, using this report, the salary of the employee can be compared to the industry or the organization standard. So, all this analysis will ultimately help the decision maker to take some effective decisions. Lastly, as I have already told you, my fourth objective, which I have already discussed before, it talked about that your MIS system also help you to control a certain situation. Fine. Now, MIS system will ultimately help us or help a personal department to control the absenteeism in the workplace against the workload. Fine. So if you want to restrict your employees to take any unwanted absence or unwanted leaves, then your MIS system ensures that it will help you in controlling this particular nature of your employees. It will also help you to control the personal cost against the increase in manpower. The MIS system will also help in controlling the accidents against the safety measures taken by an industry. It will also project the manpower needs, and based on it, some training programs can be planned in advance. So all these various factors can be controlled with the help of this system. So as I have already told you, control is that factor which can be calculated only when you are comparing your current results with the expected ones. So if there is a deviation, and if the deviation is very large, that means your situation is going out of control, which needs an immediate action so that your situation can be brought into a control. Next is reports. So your MIS system for your personal department can generate various types of reports. So I have classified these reports into 5 broad categories. You have statutory reports, knowledge update reports, operation update reports, decision analysis reports, and finally we have action reports. A statutory report is basically an obligatory submission of financial and non-financial information like your income tax, accidental reports, provident fund to the government. So these reports will be generated through this MIS system, which can be submitted to the government official. Right now, second is the knowledge update reports. So these are the reports that are going to give you a knowledge for a particular situation. Like, for example, if I just want to have a knowledge of what is the strength of the employees in my organization, so your MIS system can quickly provide you with such results that will give you an idea about the actual strength of the employees of your organization. Similarly, if I want to see the joining of employees, or when certain number of employees were transferred to different location. Similarly, I can get a knowledge on what are the salary structure of the employees of my organization. So all these reports will give you an idea about the current situation, right? Next is the operation update reports. An operational update report will produce you a detailed report of day-to-day organizational operations like employee daily attendance, absenteeism, their daily basis workload, etc. Next is decision analysis. Again, as I have already previously discussed, these are the reports which will help a decision maker to analyze a given situation or to identify the problem areas. Like, for example, attendance analysis. So on analyzing the attendance of my employees, if I get a problem that majority or 50% of my employees who are not able to come 6 days or 5 days in a week, then in that case it could be a problem which has to be resolved. Similarly, overtime analysis can be done, accidents can be analyzed, as well as cost analysis can also be done through these reports. And last, we have the action reports. So these are the special type of reports which are generated by an MIS system, and these reports are special because they require an immediate action to be taken. Like, for example, if within a department there is an immediate requirement of some man force or some manpower, then it calls for an immediate recruitment process. So this particular situation will be highlighted by these action reports. Similarly, if there is a requirement of immediate training or development program in a particular department or cell, then this particular report is going to highlight this situation which requires an immediate action. So these are the broad classification of the reports which are generated under this department. So I hope that things are quite clear to you all, that how MIS system stores the personal department data, what kind of accounts can be maintained, what kind of analysis can be done starting from attendance, overtime, accident analysis or cost analysis, and based on this analysis, what kind of immediate actions or decisions can be. Thank you everyone for listening to this video. If you like the content of this video, please like this video and subscribe for my channel. Also, if you have any queries, then you can drop your problems in the below comment section. Thank you so much and have a nice day.